We are live.
What up?
And we are
Yeah.
live. What's going on, everybody in TV land? It's your host, the great Aaron Dini, with the Peep Game podcast here. I'm with my boy Kev Du, Josh the Prez, and Sir Yak. How's it going, boys?
What up? What up? What up?
What's going on? What's going on?
Everything
What up?
good?
What up?
Holla at your boy.
How was y'all New Year's? How was y'all Christmas?
Everything was good. Can't complain. Still alive. Live another year.
Good to
A lot
see
You
of
you.
know,
sports.
yes,
A lot of
a lot
sports.
of sports.
That was the best part of the holidays.
So how's everybody feeling this tonight? Everybody's good? How you liking college football?
I'm feeling good.
The games are all right.
Big game for Miami, right? Was that yesterday?
Yeah, they showed up and showed out.
Question was they Miami held the lead the whole game, or Ohio State had a good little lead and Miami came back. I didn't get to watch the game.
No, Miami. I think Miami dominated on every facet of the game. They were just they from jump going up 7-0. And they never looked back after that.
Looking up the stats right now for the game. Who's playing right now? Who's playing right now?
Yeah, Miami led the game at halftime, 14-0, and never looked back.
Nice. Yeah, I brought everything up now. I have see what I got here. 24-14 was the final. You said Miami was up 14 nothing and they held on.
Yeah, 14-0 at half.
Got you. Barnes, what's up? I see you on the chat. Good evening. How's it going, guys? So, from what I saw, I'm just gonna bring this up real quick. Who plays next? Who plays today? You said Oregon and who? Hello? Hello?
Yep, I could hear you.
There we go. I don't know why y'all popped off stream.
From what I saw, watching the game early, Oregon could do whatever they wanted to do early, but they just couldn't get in the end zone. And both teams early were playing very well defensively. Once they got to middle of the third quarter, that's when Oregon just broke it out. That's
Got
from
you.
what I saw.
So we got Oregon versus Indiana.
Correct.
Yes.
And then the U versus Ole Miss and whoever wins from Ole Miss and Georgia, the game that's playing right now, right?
Which it looks like it's going to be Georgia up 21-12 with 2 minutes left in the second. What's so early?
Yeah, but from what I'm seeing here, Indiana blew out Alabama. I didn't even notice that they blew them out, 38-3.
Well,
Yeah, that was an
Alabama's not the
ass
same team
whooping.
that they used to be.
What happened, Kev?
It was an ass whooping.
Y'all watch the game?
Yeah, Mendoza hasn't shown me anything. I don't believe in him long term at all.
Really? So you think what's his name? Moore is better than Mendoza?
I don't even know if it's that. I think it's a little bit of last year's NFL draft where there was, Cam Ward and everyone else, and Fernando Mendoza's that prospect, but I just don't see it. I
Is
don't
he the
know.
kid that won
The
the Heisman?
The
Heisman.
Heisman. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll be honest. As much as I like to pay attention to some college ball, I really I it's hard. It's hard to catch. keeping track of everybody.
Too many
Yeah.
teams.
Saturdays is a killer day anyway for me. I like to do stuff since I work all week. And for me to sit home and watch college football, that's a no-no.
So now let me ask y'all a question, right? Just based off of who's left, if you had to pick a winner between the final four, I know we don't know if it's gonna be Georgia or Ole Miss. You said Georgia was winning, but yeah, 21-12. So let's just say it's Georgia versus the U, Oregon versus Indiana. Who y'all got?
Yak, I'll let Yak go first.
Just going with the projections and like Oregon going against Indiana is going to be a tough task. If Oregon beats Indiana, which I can see happening, I have Oregon winning it all. But that's the toughest game to track. They're both probably the two most complete teams left in college football. I mean, Miami's defense is otherworldly, but I just can't trust Carson Beck. And this Georgia Ole Miss game, is kind of like, hey, whoever gets to the next round is in for it because Georgia's quarterback, I believe his name's Gunnar Stockton.
Before I forget,
Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah, he just got stopped.
Yeah, he's just none of these quarterbacks really. I just think that the next round should be the finals, but obviously it won't be.
See, that's crazy. For me, that's crazy that the way you explain that because Mendoza and Moore are the quote unquote top two quarterbacks coming out of the draft, apparently, right? But at the same time, and I think you would agree with this, Carson Beck has the most experience in college out of all those guys.
Correct.
Now, what I would say to counter that against myself is Mendoza with Cignetti has the most NFL ready experience from college, which, in my opinion, most college quarterbacks don't get pro experience. So I feel like Mendoza is that pick. And I feel like Beck would be second just because of the experience that he's had in college.
So I agree with that, but I also, on the same side, don't because I don't think that Carson Beck is. I think Carson Beck's running the hot hand right now and the hot train, and the hot train is Miami's defense. They get after the football quicker than anyone. But I don't. I think it goes Mendoza more, and to be honest, it's not like Trevor Lawrence or Joe Burrow's coming out. I mean, you look at Bo Nix; he had the most years in college, and it hasn't really translated too far to the NFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Bo Nix is a product of Sean Payton.
Right.
I mean, Sean Payton has shown that he could take pretty much anyone and make a good quarterback out of him. I don't know about a team, but a quarterback, yeah.
Well, I mean, all he really had was what's his face?
Breeze?
Drew Brees.
That's all you needed.
That's all you. The Yak is right. That's all you needed.
Yeah, Drew Brees was the man.
So
He
now,
could throw the ball, and he was undersized.
was Drew Brees undersized, or was he like normal average size? Because if you tell me undersized, I say Doug
He was
Flutie.
undersized.
He was like 5'11", 6 foot at the most.
Maybe 5'11". Yeah.
And that's like pushing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Gotcha,
mean,
gotcha.
Kyler Murray, we all know, is like 5'8", 5'9" at the biggest. Look
Gotcha,
at him,
gotcha.
but Drew Brees was a different animal. His mindset on playing the game of football was otherworldly, you could say. He was just smart.
So now what I'll say is that is the perfect segue into how do we feel about the NFL playoffs and how that is setting up to come up.
All right, so NFL
We got,
playoff picture. I have that up here right now. Right now, we're just waiting for what's the two games we're waiting for? Pittsburgh and the Ravens.
Baltimore.
and then
And
we're
Carolina and
waiting
Tampa.
for.
Yep. And Carolina and Tampa. Yep.
All right, so let's start there. Let's start there. All right, because winner takes the division, right?
On both games.
On both teams. Okay, so who you got? Bucks Panthers. Who you got?
Got another divisional game in the West. San Fran and Seahawks.
But that's for the number one seed. That's not for the
Yeah, they're
division.
in the
That's a
playoffs though.
division.
Like this.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
division.
same thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So then, who do you think takes the number one seed? And
This is
then
probably the most intriguing.
Panthers, Bucks. I'm gonna take the Panthers. I personally, I think that they are one of the most sneakier teams in the playoffs. They've beaten a lot of good teams this year. I really do believe that.
Most of their winnings are good wins.
Yeah, most of their wins are good wins. So it's like it's hard to even sit back and be like, oh, yeah, they can go ahead and just the Bucks will walk through the Panthers. Like I really don't see that. I see a lot tougher game than most Buck fans want to admit.
I think it's going to be a good game, but I think that's where the experience of my boy Baker Mayfield comes. And I just think the this guy ain't got the experience or the playoff know anything because he's never been in the playoffs. I think that's where it's going to hurt him.
Got you,
So I
got you.
think the Bucks are going to win. It's going to be close. I want to say 27-24.
So
27-24 Bucks.
Yeah.
A little wrinkle in that division is Tampa not only needs to win win the division, but they also need the Falcons to lose since the Falcons won this past week against the Rams.
So wait, so if the Bucks win, but Atlanta wins, Atlanta takes the division.
Panthers win the division. No,
The
no, no, no.
Panthers.
The Panthers win the division.
The Panthers
So
win
it
the
goes-
division.
Yeah. So and it's funny because the Buccaneers will be the third seed because they'll have the same record as the Falcons, and the Falcons will be the 2 seed. They won't get in, but the Panthers would get in.
That's awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
there's a little bit of I mean that I feel like that division every year has something that's going on like crazy in the last 2 weeks of the season because there's not like a giant in that division.
Well, there isn't a giant in the league, in my opinion. In the entire NFL this year, there's no giant.
No, right. But I'm saying like in their division, like in previous years, like
Got you.
You could say like the Niners were the giants of the NFC West, and so on and so forth.
Well, all I gotta say is Jacksonville and the Rams in the Super Bowl.
That was gonna be my next question. Who you got making it through? Jacksonville?
Yep.
That's a take, my boy.
Jacksonville in the AFC and the Rams in the NFC.
That's a take to have Jacksonville run the AFC. That's nuts.
Now I don't disagree with it, but I think I would take Houston over Jacksonville.
With the defense, right?
With the defense, the coaching. Honestly, I like Stroud better than Lawrence. I feel like Nico Collins and is a much better wide receiver than what ETN has, and BTJ, who has not been good this year, as me and Yak know, even just getting Jacoby Myers. I feel like CJ Stroud with Nico Collins is much better combination, and Woody Marks has proven himself to be a fucking very good running back.
So the problem that I see with Houston is even if they win that first game, I believe it would be against Pittsburgh or
Baltimore.
Baltimore. No, because it would be. Oh yeah, they would still play in that weekend. I apologize. They would have to go against Denver in the next round, which would probably suck. With that being said, I got Buffalo and Seattle in the Super Bowl.
Really, Buffalo? You think Buffalo
Yeah.
gets over after the year that they've been having? You really think that Buffalo holds on?
I do. I think Josh Allen's gonna turn into a different animal, and I know that's hard to do because he's probably the best quarterback in the league right now. Their defense scares me, but I think their run game, mixed with Josh Allen's run game, mixed with Josh Allen making plays with no wide receivers. Um, I just think I think that they have a chance.
I'm
And Seattle, I don't think is a paper tiger.
I'm gonna agree with you, but half, because I do think that the Bills do have a very solid team, solid chance, behind Josh Allen. I do agree, but I think my biggest spur with that will have to be their defense. And if James Cook don't get going, because if James Cook don't get going, it's already been shown in the league that if James Cook
Right.
ain't going, they're not winning.
Right.
Cook got to rush for at least 75, 80, maybe even 90 yards for them to have a chance to win. But if somebody's gonna stuff up Cook and expect Allen to be the person to get them to the promised land, I don't see it. I don't put faith in what I've seen this year
I don't
in
see them.
Buffalo to see them go make a far push.
From
I
Josh
don't
Allen?
see them. I don't
I
see
don't see
them
Josh
beating
Allen
the
making a push.
Texans. I don't see them beating the Texans if they play them in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of good defenses, but personally, I just don't see Josh Allen as good as he is. He's shown us that he's good, but he hasn't been that guy yet. He hasn't shown. He's always had something to stop him. This year,
Yeah,
if
let's
it ain't
not.
gonna be Lamar, we know it ain't gonna be Mahomes. So it's like, if this year he doesn't get to the Super Bowl, what's the excuse now for Buffalo?
Yeah.
No wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no weapons, I would say. Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, we can hear you, Josh.
I was gonna say let's not forget about those two. I'm trying to pull it up. The two back-to-back losses that the Bills had, where I was calling them the Buffalo frauds.
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah, we
saying. Like,
lost
this year,
to.
they haven't had a good season this year. Like we can
Yeah, I'm
be.
trying to see who they lost to.
Granted.
The two games I'm thinking about.
Records are records. I get that, right? They're a double digit win team. They're a good team. I'm not trying to say that they're a bad team, but what I will say is that the games that they've had this year just doesn't seem like they have it in them to make a run.
Oh, all right. So it wasn't back-to-back, but they lost to the Falcons and they lost to the Dolphins, and they lost to the Dolphins 30-13.
Yeah.
Is that when the Dolphins were going on their run? That they won like 4 or 5, maybe 6 games straight, I think.
No, after that they beat the Bucks and then they lost to the Texans and then they won 4 straight. They beat the Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Browns.
Yeah, I
And
just
then
feel like
lost to
any
the
given
Eagles last
Sunday,
week.
though.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
of
be
course.
biased and say that the Packers make a run, but I know.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, there goes the
man.
bias.
Oh,
I mean, whoa, relax. I
Look,
can't be.
hold up. Listen, let's give Ernie the credit, right? Out of all
Go
of our
ahead.
teams,
No, I'll let him explain
mine,
it.
you, Kev, his team is the only one in the playoffs, so let him do his thing.
That's
man,
all,
they
that's
go
all
in
I'm
there.
saying.
They
We got a
they
shot.
going in there on crutches, bro, like Cam Scatterboo, bro.
That's
Come on.
fine. That's fine. But all I'm
Limping into
saying,
that motherfucker, bro.
all I'm trying to say is we got a shot. We're in there. I mean, it's possible. What if? Because look, right now we're resting everybody in the last 2 weeks.
I got a better chance of winning the lottery, my guy.
Nah, I don't think so.
Than the Green Bay. Yeah, I got a better chance hitting the lottery.
I don't think so. So,
Yeah.
all I'm saying is to hear me out. That's all I'm saying. Just hear me out.
Let's finish this topic here. Finish
Yeah,
before we
or
move
hear me
on.
out.
Go
Hear
ahead.
me out. I personally think that if we can get into the playoffs healthy, where we're only missing Parsons, I think we have a good shot to at least make a run. And that's just based off what I've seen, because they haven't looked bad without Parsons. They look bad without Love and Parsons, but if we can have Love back, Watson healthy, Jacobs healthy, running into the playoffs, I think it's a shot. I think it's possible. I don't think there's a powerhouse in the NFC.
I don't think Jacobs is gonna be healthy the rest of the year with that rib.
It's not the rib, it's his knee, and that's what worries me. Is that his knee?
But
That's worse than the rib. Yeah, that's worse than the rib.
But he still has that rib injury too.
Yeah, but the rib injury hasn't been something that's been having him sit down. The only thing that's made him sit is his knee issue.
He's also getting 4 weeks off.
That's why
You know
I'm
what I mean?
saying, like,
they haven't played him.
that's what I'm saying. If Jacobs could come healthy to the playoffs, if Love could come healthy to the playoffs, because that'll be what, 3 weeks. So 3 weeks off a concussion. Jacobs hasn't played in 4 weeks. Watson is still healthy and holding up strong. Reed came back and he's holding up strong. Dobbs looks good. I don't think, I'm not gonna say we're gonna win it all, but I don't think it's out of pocket to say that we got a shot.
Oh,
Yeah, well, you guys.
Geno
What's up?
Smith doubtful for Sunday. Kenny Pickett or so we're gonna hold that number one pick.
You guys are well. Wait, matter of fact, you have the number one pick, right? Giants
Right
won
now.
Yeah, they
and
have it.
ended up as a
Yep.
three pick, right?
Giants
Yeah,
have the
Yep.
2 right now.
I got
and
it
the
up right
Jets
here.
are number 3.
Oh, you know what? Now that I got this up, finally, real quick, before we move on, I don't know if you guys can hear me. Just go through some comments real quick on YouTube. We got Barnes saying, "Good evening, fellas. Let's fucking go. Let's go Yankees, of course." Barnes, Ernie repping
Barnes.
the Yankees. Barnes also, Oregon taking it home. Kev do with his comment. Let's go. Barnes, the pen. It's funny. Raiders will take it home.
The number one pick, that is.
Right. JD giving us a good luck. Appreciate it, JD. Thank
Appreciate you, JD.
And yes, and Barnes saying the number one pick that is. So there we go. We're caught up.
All right, so quick. That was quick about the NFL. It was quick about college football. Now we'll get into the topic that'll go ahead and take us home. MLB signings
Or not signings.
or not signings.
Depending on where you're at.
Yeah, word.
It is a real slow MLB offseason.
Well,
right
this
now.
is what I wanted to say, and this is why I wanted to bring this up today, right? Because you're a Mets fan, Kev. The three of us are Yankee fans. But I think the four of us can agree that neither one of our GMs are doing what they should be doing.
No.
Stearns looks like he's a lost boy on a lost island, just grabbing people to try to figure out a team that he can make. And
But he's
Cashman
always done that, especially with pitching.
is making it seem like Nick Torres, really? Nick Torres, Ahmed Rosario, Blackburn. What are these people doing for the like? What are they doing for us?
Man, listen, I'm fed up with Stearns. He thinks this is a small market. He wants to give people 1-2 year contracts. You just can't do that, bro. People, when people are comfortable with knowing that they're going to be on a team for a few years, I think it makes them a better player. You know what I mean? When you get these 1-2 year contracts, oh, if I do bad, I don't know what's going to happen. And you have that way on your mind. And I'm not feeling this shit that he's doing.
So like as a Mets fan, because I know
wouldn't
we
feel
troll
either.
you, we talk a lot of shit to you. I get it. It's frustrating, but if I was a Mets fan right now, I'd be pissed too. Like you can't go off and sign $800 million Soto last year, and then every move that you have made since has not translated over to we're gonna make this team better.
I mean, it's literally taking what they've done is taken away stats from the team, like with Nimmo and Alonso and Diaz. Like you've taken the best parts of the team and not re-signed them.
But I'm saying they got rid of McNeil, Nimmo, and Pete. Those were longtime Mets that they McNeil and Nimmo weren't the greatest, but they were they were good compliments to that team, and they were always there. They injuries here and there, but nothing crazy. And Pete, Pete was never hurt, and they get rid of him. They don't
That was the
sign.
biggest shock,
Like,
to be honest.
like
That Pete Alonso one, yeah.
Stearns thinks he's like the smartest guy in the room. Like, oh yeah, we don't need him. Meanwhile, he's the Mets' leading home run getter. I mean, come on.
Say, I mean,
A
for
fan
me,
favorite.
I'd be completely frustrated saying, like, I don't know if the reports are true because we're just talking about reports, but you didn't sign Pete, and you're gonna put somebody like Jorge Polanco. You signed Jorge Polanco to play first base, who has played an inning at first base, but you're saying that your main thing is to have a better defensive, team behind your pitchers. Jorge Polanco doesn't do that. And again, I know Pete Alonso wasn't the greatest first baseman, but he was very serviceable.
I think it was
And
he was
he
their
hit
first
1,000 home
baseman.
runs.
I think he was their
He's
first
right.
baseman. And I think that's why a lot of Mets fans are upset at the move because, yeah, Alonso, home run leader for the Mets. All of the things that you could say about Alonso, you could say, with your chest out. But I think the biggest issue, and I'm not a Mets fan, but I think Kev would agree with me. The reason why people hated the Alonso move so much was because he was a Met.
Through and through.
Like he was the guy for the Mets, regardless of the pickups, regardless of Lindor, regardless of Soto, he was the guy.
He was there Mattingly.
Yeah, he was there Mattingly. So it's almost like watching the Yanks go ahead and say, Mattingly, you could go right ahead. We're not going to go ahead and extend your contract. Go to Baltimore.
Fans
go to the Mets
went
like
to the games to see Pete play. I mean, he was great. He was, emotional when he played. He cared about the fans. And for them not to even give him a contract offer, it's like a slap.
What's
I mean, offer him. I thought they offered him, but not a lot.
No, they ain't offering him.
What say you, Yak?
Yeah, I mean, you're paying a guy, and this isn't a shot at the Mets. I'm just being honest. You're paying a guy, $750 million. You would think that you would put someone behind him and in front of him to give him protection, because if you don't, like we saw with Barry Bonds in the early 2000s, they're just going to walk you every single time. And we saw with Judge, when he was chasing the home run record in the AL,
Yeah, they walked him as many times as they could.
Right. So that being said, like, the Mets need to address their starting. I mean, we're in the same boat. I mean, our starting pitching is pretty set. I think we need one more arm. The Yankees, that is. And they got to figure out the infield and figure out left field. If it's going to be Jason Dominguez, if you're going to call up and give Spencer Jones a shot, or what are you going to do? With Giancarlo, you got him for another, I believe, 3 seasons. I don't know.
I think it might be 2. I think it might be 2.
If you ask me, we have Giancarlo until the end of time.
Yeah.
That's your favorite Yankee. That's your favorite Yankee, Giancarlo.
He shows up in the playoffs.
Yeah. He shows up
last year, but yes.
His 162 games that he's supposed to play, we only care about the 15 that he played.
Well, that's when they mean the most.
And what has it done for us?
Last year, so I believe he played 100 games last year.
I don't think he played 100 games last year. He came in half the season.
Your captain finally showed up in the playoffs this year, and what happened to him the past 5 years in the playoffs? I mean, Giancarlo showed up in all of them and finally didn't show up in this one because he was probably like, nobody else is doing it. Why should I?
Hot take, what up? I understand, but I don't know. It's all the we've talked about this on Cord. We've talked about this on other shows. It is everything that Giancarlo Stanton doesn't bring that pisses me off. I get the playoff push. I get that he's one of the best playoff hitters in the league. I understand all of that, bro. But if he can't hit a ball that doesn't go 400 feet, he's damn near a liability.
Well, I mean, the Yankees are the ones that screwed him up anyway. That's all I gotta say.
How do you figure that?
How he played every day. What was it, right field or left field in Miami? Every day,
right. And MVP season.
All right, so his body was used to the movement. He goes to the Yankees, they halt that movement he had of being in the field. And naturally not getting up and going to play the field and being stretched, you're going to stiffen up as time goes on. Like, I mean, he went from playing the field consistently to nothing, a DH. And
what do you think Soto's going to do, though?
Yeah, that everybody ends up doing that. There's a lot of DHs in the league that end up being a DH and end up playing better than they were when they were playing on the field.
Nah, I just think he was better off just because of the stature that he is. He was better off having his arms and joints and muscles constantly going, being out in the field and all that. It keeps his body in tune. Sitting the bench and just waiting to hit, bro.
So then why haven't we seen Ohtani have an issue? Or why didn't we see Big Papi have a playing issue? Or all these longtime DHs that have no problem playing every single day for 10 years?
But because they've been playing like that for a long time. You had a man that was used to playing a position not to play it anymore. I mean, and his body just gets prone to being stiff.
Real quick, um, I would I would bet there's a lot of people in the MLB right now that you would say that you would spend 29 million this year, 25 million next year, and 10 million as a club option in 2028 for Giancarlo Stanton's production. And even if you don't, you just think about his playoff production. And if you could buy that for $29 million a year, then 25, then 10.
You ain't getting that.
Right, exactly.
I mean, for the money that he's making this year, in my opinion, with the stats that he had, he hit 273 in 249 at bats, right? 24 home runs. The RBI are low, it's 66, but I mean, 273 and 24 home runs in 249 at bats, that is not bad.
Some major leaguers in a whole season with 700 at bats don't even get that production.
Exactly.
I understand everything that you're saying, but like I've always said with him, if it's not a home run, it's damn near a liability. He gets on first base. You can guarantee if a ground ball is hit anywhere else, he is not getting home. You can't count on him on the bases. So I mean, at the end of the day, what are you really good for him for?
Yeah.
Like that's just my issue. Like if it's not a home, like I explained to Josh, if it's not a home run, he's a liability on the bases. And how many times have we seen him get thrown out at home, walking, damn near walking to the plate?
Wasn't that you that was telling us about his time and the time between him and Trey Turner?
Yes, I looked up the stats because every time Josh brings up his name, he drives me insane. Like it's a fire that just builds inside. I can't put it out. I really have a problem with him. We looked at the stats, right? From home to first base, it takes Giancarlo Stanton 9 seconds. He hits a ball, he runs to first, 9 seconds. That means in order to get to second, it's 18 seconds. Trey Turner, right? Just to give you the opposites of the sides, right? The slow and the fast. So you can see where sometimes in the middle they kind of connect. Bro, Trey Turner goes from first to second in 6.5 seconds.
That's wild to think about.
So it's like let's just sit back and think. In 6 seconds, you could have a player from home plate to second base on let's say a hit in the gap, and your left fielder or your center fielder they meet in the middle, and they go ahead and grab, right? Cool, double. If Giancarlo hits anything to the right side of the field hard enough, he could get thrown out at first.
Which most of the time he does, but he doesn't really get thrown out like that.
Giancarlo's going to get thrown out by the right fielder soon.
That's exactly what I told Josh the other day. Right, it's going to get to a point where Giancarlo hits a rifle to the right fielder, and he gets thrown out at first.
So
Alejandro Kirk style.
Playing devil's advocate. Find me more Trey Turners. Tell me how many Trey Turners there are in the MLB.
I'll tell you right now.
It's for your hypothetical.
Okay. I'll tell you right now. Here's my hypothetical. Take Stanton and Rodon. And maybe even Spencer Jones and package them over to San Diego for Tatis.
I was going to ask you if you wanted to go name for name because I could go like Ronald Acuna, Ellie De La Cruz. I'm sure O'Neill Cruz could do that.
Right. My point being, you could probably count on two hands how many other Trey Turners there are. And I understand it's just for the hypothetical. Right. But my second question, quick question, what's your other plan at DH?
Aaron Judge.
For the Yankees. You're gonna take his production that he has out in the field and put it on the DH.
You mean his arm that's hanging on by a string and about to get Tommy John surgery because of it? Yeah, put him at DH so he could stop throwing the ball from the outfield and we could save our all-star outfielder.
Judge or Stan? We're talking about
Judge. Put Judge at DH.
Judge. No, I can't. I'm not co-signing that.
Neither am I.
No shot.
I'm not even a Yankee fan, and I wouldn't co-sign that.
I don't like what we saw last year. How many people ran on him in the playoffs because he had a dead arm?
Well, that's because he's trying to recover from his. Yeah,
it was a shoulder injury, wasn't it?
No, it was elbow.
Yeah,
elbow.
Tommy John.
Don't mean that.
We'll see.
Maybe he needed to rehab it.
That's frustrating. It is frustrating to think, though. To think that somebody like with Judge's prowess out there in the outfield, That would suck if we had to relegate him to being a DH while we still have Stanton.
Which is why personally I'm thinking ahead. I think we need to move on from Stanton and start to lower Judge's playtime in the outfield.
Yeah, and you know what? Barnes is right. I mean, historically, uh, Stanton has been a better hitter when he's played the outfield.
But he was also younger as well, though.
So then Kev was right then. As an outfielder, he plays better.
I mean, the numbers.
But you can't put him in the outfield because he's slow as shit.
Not only that, well, you can do that with right field because you have the short porch.
Yeah, until he runs for something on the track and pulls an ass cheek.
Right, which is why every time he played Boston, he played the outfield, he played left field because of the big monster, the green monster. So
yeah, I think.
All right. No, you finish, and then we're gonna start wrapping up.
I was just gonna say, I don't know where you're dumping Stanton at this age, paying him $29 million.
And I agree with you, Yak. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody will take him. I agree with you 100%. I don't think anybody
Even
will
if you
take him.
pay
I think we
20
should
of
defer his payments for the last 3 years. Defer his payments, send him home. Do what we did to DJ. Appreciate everything you've done.
Or
Thank
Bobby
you.
Bowen. Bobby Bowen.
Yeah, Bobby Bowen, bro. Pay that shit for the next 10 years, bro. Figure it out.
Yeah,
Make
I
some
don't know,
room in the
man.
outfield.
I'm not with you yet. We'll see, though. We'll see during the season.
I will say this though,
see,
before we move on, I just want to pop this up there. I have it on the screen. Japanese ace Tatsuya Imai, Astros, agreed to a 3-year deal. $54 million, could go all the way up to 63. The question that
How
I
many
want
years?
to 3 years. The question I wanted to give you guys before we close out: do you think that the Mets and Yankees dodged a bullet by passing on the Japs, Murakami and Imai? I think I'll go first, and I say that I think we dropped the ball on Imai, but I think we dodged the bullet with Murakami because Chicago only gave him a 2-year offer. So with those 2 years, we can figure out if the fastball issue is an issue or if it isn't.
So you basically think it was good that Chicago signed them so they could be the guinea pig before you guys signed them after that 2-year contract?
Or anybody. I think it's a good thing for the league because he had so much hype coming into the season. Sign this guy. I was the first person to be like yelling like we need Godzilla 2.0.
Oh, Barnes was. No, Barnes was.
So
like,
I understand all of that, but with all the stats that were coming out that he's a 198 or a 098 against a fastball over 95 miles an hour, bro, the average fastball in the league is 97, 98. So, you know what? Go to Chicago, go to a small market team, be the guinea pig. If he doesn't work out in Chicago, that they let them deal with it. But we don't have to worry about, or the Mets don't have to worry about dropping money on a big Jap star that can't hit a fastball.
So I guess my only rebuttal to that, and I guess it's like a question more, you know, most of these Japanese guys that are touted to be huge players in the league, not one of them has ever gone to a team like the White Sox or the Rockies, right? It's kind of the same difference.
Ohtani went to
Not
the
one of
Angels.
those players that were so high. Well, but you had Mike Trout on the Angels.
Yeah, but Mike Trout's been on the Angels for years and they haven't done shit.
They were trying to build around him. They got Rendon.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. I get what you're saying.
You know, the Sox and the Rockies, you chose a team that was historically bad for the last 2 years in the Sox. Why would you want to go to the White Sox? Even Tampa, go to Tampa Bay. Go to the Orioles. Why would you go to Chicago White Sox?
It's a closer flight back to Japan.
Chicago does have a big Asian community.
You could have went to the Mets. You just didn't get Pete. You could have went to the Mets. They would have paid you more.
Mets didn't want him.
Well, Mets signed Polanco before Murakami made that deal, so. They're still holding on. The Mets are gonna hold on to Vientos, right, Kev?
I hope, but I mean, you never know with Stearns. I think Vientos is still on a rookie deal, so yeah, you know, I think he's like 38 when he gets off his rookie deal, and then he ain't gonna sign no big contract. So
True.
I mean,
But I think
I want to see what Acuna does this year.
What do you
Getting
mean, like
full time?
full time, not hurt?
Acuna. Now I'm talking about Luis Angel Acuna,
Oh,
not
I thought you was talking about the older brother.
nah. I'm talking about his brother on the Mets. Why the fuck I care about his older brother? He on Atlanta, my rival. I want Luis Angel to do good this year.
I
I think he could because he's great on the bases to a point. He's fast,
are we
and we
sticking?
need that.
Have we heard anything about any shortstop moves that we're making? Are we picking up Seager? Or are we staying with Are we staying with El Volpe?
Well, Bichette is still out there also.
See, but supposedly
Bichette's a
there
free
was
agent.
there was reports. I don't know how solid these are, but supposedly Bichette would be willing to catch.
What?
He's a catcher. He plays catch. He catches too.
I don't think I've ever seen him catch once in Toronto.
He said he's
Ever.
willing to catch to be a Yankee. That was the report that I saw.
And we saw what
Man.
happened with secondary catchers with Ben Rice. He can't do it. So
You really think Ben
Yeah.
Rice can't catch?
I don't think he can catch a
He
full
should be out.
162.
I agree. He should be our first baseman. Ben Rice should be the Yankees' first baseman for the next X amount of years.
Another Tino?
I don't. I'm not on the Ben Rice train yet. I like him. Don't get me wrong. He doesn't. I don't know. He's got to show me more.
No, I agree. I feel like he's definitely been underwhelming for what we expect out of the Yankees.
But is it a
But I feel
defensive
like
thing that he's underwhelming? Because offensively, he's
no.
great.
Well, I guess defensively, I don't know. I don't know, man. With the Yankees, they don't give these young guys the full opportunity unless your name is Volpe or Wells, and those two didn't work.
But the
So
problem with Wells is that Wells isn't an offensive player. We
at the
really
same
have
time,
him.
who
We
else is
really
gonna be
have
back
him
there?
for his framing ability and his defense.
Well, let's not also forget, real quick, Jose Trevino, who was a platinum glove winner and then couldn't throw out anybody and was one of the worst catchers in the league. So it's like, we need hitting. We need to hit the fucking ball. Period. When the playoffs come, we need guys that can hit the ball, put the ball in play. Period.
Yeah, it's not the Yankee way though.
Nope.
No, it's not. But that's what we need. So
Home run or strikeout, World Series or bust. That's the Yankees.
Steinbrenner has come out recently, and so has Cashman, I believe, in saying, that they need more contact. And I don't agree with, I believe it was Cashman saying that we're too lefty dependent right now. I don't understand. You're either too righty or you're too lefty. There's not any team in the league that's throwing out a lineup. Maybe there's a couple that's throwing out a lineup: righty, lefty, switch, righty, lefty, switch, righty.
And we know that that's what Boone loves to do. So
I agree, and I agree because I feel like right now, and I've always said that Stanton is the best protection for Judge. He's shown it, and then once we got too much righty lefty going on, they just got away from it, and that was it.
I think Jazz accepting the qualifying offer kind of hurt their offseason plans too. I think they were going to go.
then why give it to
all
him?
in on?
That's my question.
Trent, I apologize. Yeah, Trent.
That's my question. Yeah. If it was such a big issue that we gave him this qualifying offer, why give it to him? If we knew that giving him this qualifying offer was gonna chuck up our offseason, why give him the offer?
Maybe they didn't believe that Cody would be back, and there's still a chance he can come back. But I feel like it's more on the back burner now because if Grisham bets on himself and doesn't accept a qualifying offer, then that just leaves the Yankees, without a potential leadoff hitter and a center fielder. So.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I don't know.
That was we're gonna cut off the show early, not early, but we did 45 minutes today. First episode, debut episode for this crew. Talked about what's going on today. I see Josh got the wife home, right?
Yeah, she just got home, so
word up. So
and real quick, Barnes said they also said that Boone, they wanted Boone to be a tougher manager and we can't believe anything they say, which I agree with because the way the Yankees have been running now has been wild.
Lies. How many times are we gonna tell them
Yo, facts,
lies?
Kev, facts. How many times you can say whatever the hell y'all want to say at this point? I don't believe a damn word that y'all that the
Man,
Yankees
listen.
offices say. But all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and cut this show. 45 minutes today. I think it's good episode one. We'll be back every Thursday and Sunday about 9:30. Yes, cero miedo. Next episode, we'll probably talk about some wrestling, boxing. We'll get some different topics in here, but we'll go ahead and bring it back on Sunday. Sunday will be the next show, guys.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
All right,
good.
guys. Appreciate you for
It's
coming
the
on.
first episode.
Yes,
Shout out
first
Peep
episode.
Game. Shout out, Bonds and DTV,
DTV,
and JD and all the crew. We
TCA.
showing them support. They're showing us support. Shout out TCA. This is first episode of hopefully something to be great.
We are gonna be great. We got 4 good guys here knowing what they talk about, so we're gonna be good. All right.